I've got the information you requested, Chancellor.
The sound came from the throne, but the voice was wrong. Too light, too pleased with itself. Bathin rose sharply from his kneel. His eyes adjusted to the shifting veil of darkness draped over the Chancellor's seat. And then he saw him. Sitting casually upon the Order of the Fly's infamous veiled throne was Belial, the Deceiver. The infamous Shadim demon, whose deceitful tongue held influence over the most powerful beings in the world.
Bilemouth. I should have known. I should melt your damn throat for impersonating the Chancellor.
Bathin. Such disappointment already. I was only borrowing the chair, trying on the silhouette, you might say.
Where's the Chancellor, and what the hell are you doing on his throne?
I'm pretending, like a child playing house on a dull afternoon. A little fantasy never hurt anyone. Besides, the Chancellor won't mind. We have an arrangement of sorts.
Bathin erupted in anger.
Get off that throne before I melt you, Bilemouth.
Belial dissolved into shadow from the throne and then reformed in the shadows cast by Bathin himself. He smiled with exaggerated innocence.
Now why spoil the moment? You came in so urgently, so ready to kneel. I was only curious, what information had you so eager, hot hands?
Bathin didn't flinch. His hands ignited instantly, flames rolling over his knuckles in molten coils. Bathin despised Belial, deeply, instinctively, and with a consistency that stretched back to his earliest memories. The hatred was old, rooted in something more primal than rivalry. Belial represented everything Bathin could not stand. The clever tongue instead of the honest fist. Manipulation instead of confrontation. Masks instead of truth. His patience, already threadbare, finally tore.
Enough!
Bathin lunged. His blazing hand closed around Belial's throat, but only for a breath. Belial slid back into the shadows, escaping the burn with effortless grace. From the shifting dark above, his voice drifted down, warm, amused, unbothered.
Touchy, Bathin. Don't you already have enough demon blood on your hands, brother?
Bathin looked down at his burning hands.
My hands have already burned that stain away.
He looked up and yelled furiously.
Maybe your blood will stay on longer.
Bathin slammed both flaming palms into the floor. Fire exploded outward, filling the throne room in a storm of heat and light, devouring every shadow, leaving Belial with nowhere left to hide. And then... The grunt was not loud. It didn't need to be. The blaze died instantly, crushed out of existence by a force Bathin felt in his bones. The air itself thickened with unspoken authority. The chickens had come home to roost. The Chancellor of the Order of the Fly was near, and both Belial and Bathin knew that playtime was over. Before they could fall to their knees to prostrate themselves, the father of the fight was upon them. In one instant, Bathin's heart and the lower half of Belial's face lay on the floor beside their bloodied bodies. Sitting atop his veiled throne, the powerful Chancellor returned unmoved. The mood shifted as a whisper stepped from behind the throne. The whispers were Adramelech's inner circle. Priests, advisors, and assassins bound to him by a loyalty unheard of among demons. They spoke only in soft murmurs, serving as the Chancellor's voice. He bowed low and spoke with a soft, reverent calm.
The organs you regenerate will serve you better than the ones you lost.
The pain Bathin and Belial experienced was beyond description, but neither dared to cry out. each demon knew better than to multiply their infractions by showing vulnerability. The father of the fight had a bitter distaste for weakness. With only a subtle look, the Chancellor signaled more whispers into the throne room. They quickly cleared the room of all signs of disturbance, including the mangled bodies of Bathin and Belial. And just like that, the throne room returned to its quiet, sacred dread.
Rise of the GodKillers.
Rage Season 3, Episode 1, The Father of the Fight.
2 missions handled. 1 Sadim ashed, 1 Sadim left in pieces. Not a bad night. The port back to Abaddon's took more out of me than I expected, but I made it through in one piece. Defao, though, he looked like hell chewed him up and forgot to spit. How the hell is this kid supposed to kill God if Gabriel almost folded him? Abaddon was already waiting when I stepped into his office, lounging behind that ridiculous desk of his like he'd been carved into it.
Welcome back, my friend. I see you were successful. Though it appears young Defao had a run-in with Gabriel.
We had a run-in. I got there right before she finished him. A smug little look slid onto Abaddon's face. The bastard always looked like he knew the punchline before anyone told the joke.
So it would seem. And what of Gabriel? Did you destroy her?
No. Getting him back here alive seemed like the priority. Look at him. He looks like the bottom of my damn boot. And why aren't you calling for a healer? He's going to die on your floor. Abaddon just smiled wider.
Calm yourself, my friend. Defao will recover. Your concern is unexpected. I never imagined you as the fatherly type.
He was pushing my buttons, and he knew it. Funny, I just don't think letting the one who can kill God die is smart business.
If you truly believe he can kill God, why assume Gabriel could destroy him so easily?
Damn, he had a point. The kid looked like death, sure, but I should have known better. Playing dead was probably the only way he could get close enough to attack Gabriel. Abaddon lit his cigar and took a slow drag.
Enough about him. I have information for you. Consider it compensation for tonight's service.
Information. Would have preferred money, but at least he hadn't mentioned my tab.
It seems your instincts weren't entirely off. Your dearly departed Misty left behind a seed. You have a son, Bathin.
My whole body went still. Impossible. The word slipped out before I could stop it. Our kind doesn't have kids. Not really, not anymore.
Rare, but possible.
How do you know he's mine? Abaddon chuckled softly.
I have my ways, but trust me, the child is yours. Who else would inherit your impressive lack of fashion sense?
Not the time for jokes, and he damn well knew it. Enough, I barked. How do you know? He exhaled a long stream of smoke, patient as ever.
Bathin, you know what I can do. What you don't know is how I do it, and that ignorance is a gift. So take the information, and if you cannot trust me, trust yourself when you meet him.
And there it was, that look from Abaddon, the one that said the conversation was over, whether I liked it or not. But I had more questions. Fine, who else knows?
No one, not heaven, not hell.
I nodded once. Where is he?
He's an All-American, a star linebacker at All Saints University. Strong, fast, impressive instincts. I've watched a few of his games. He's a beast. A lot like you.
I processed that. Processed too much. Thanks, I said, already turning for the door.
You're welcome, my friend. Oh, and tell Adramalek I said hello.
Of course he knew where I was headed. To hell with it. Bigger problems to deal with. I stepped out of the club, mind racing. A son. My son. Does he look like me? Does he have her eyes? What the hell am I supposed to do with this? I reached into my pocket, pulled out that old picture of Misty, and stared at her face. Crazy woman. I love you.
Rage's body lay still on the ground, blood drying across the polished floor of Bathin's private office. A sharp sound, too clean to be natural, too soft to be threatening, cut the air. The hole in Rage's chest slowly repaired itself, and then closed completely. Rage exhaled, and then gradually pulled himself up. Bathin watched him from behind a drifting veil of cigar smoke, expression unreadable, except for the faintest curl at one corner of his mouth.
There you are.
Bathin said, voice smooth and casual, as if Rage had simply been late to a meeting.
Gabriel didn't finish the job. I expected as much.
Rage rubbed his chest once, testing the skin.
You talk like you were there.
A small panel opened on Bathin's desk as two champagne glasses sitting on an elegant silver tray lifted into view.
Drink? Hellfire, if I recall.
Rage took the glass decanter and swallowed half in one go.
Better.
You have a lot on your plate, my friend. Hell wants you to destroy God, and heaven wants you destroyed. But I'm curious to know, what do you want?
I want a refill.
Rage replied as he downed the rest of the liquid in the bottle.
I see. You have ruffled a lot of feathers today. Feathers on both sides. I'm sure you know that the Diablos you so savagely dismembered was sponsored by Hell.
I don't care who lines their pockets, old man. They interrupted my drink.
That would do it.
Silence settled, not awkward, but deliberate.
Tell me something. Why leave the rainforest? You had space, quiet. No war breathing down your neck. Why step into all of this?
For the hell of it.
A soft, amused breath escaped Bathin. Not a laugh. Something more like appreciation.
Well said, my friend.
The answer did not surprise Bathin, nor did Rage's gruff, abrasive manner. These were qualities Bathin had seen countless times before throughout his ageless existence. Rage turned to leave.
Oh, and Rage, kindly remind Adramalek that no one is allowed to teleport into my club.
Rage looked back at Bathin with confusion, and then continued on his way out of the private office. As soon as he entered, the small but luxurious bar room stopped completely, as if someone had torn a moment out of time and forced every creature to remain inside it. All eyes, Serene and Shiddim alike, locked onto Rage. Rage's muscles tensed instantly. Instinct. He prepared to strike. He had heard about the space between from his old companion Zagaria, and he knew that both angels and demons peacefully cohabitated in the club. What he didn't know was how they would react to his presence. Two sudden bursts of flame broke the awkward silence. It was a rare occurrence for anyone to teleport into Bathin's club, and one that usually was met with the appropriate repercussions for such a violation.
Defao, your presence is requested by...
One of those repercussions is the sudden loss of one's head. Before the room could react, the first intruder's head was swiftly separated from his body. The cut was so fast and clean that the heat friction it created seared the wound shut and left no blood spray to stain Purgatory's polished floor.
If you do not wish to share the fate of your comrade, then remain still for the time being.
Abaddon turned towards Rage.
I decided to send Adramalek the message myself. I hope you don't mind, my friend.
Your club, old man.
Abaddon addressed the room with a courteous wave.
My apologies for the disruption. Drinks are on the house until morning.
The bar erupted in relieved cheers. Abaddon turned back to the lone surviving assassin.
Go on. Finish what your companion started.
Defao, Lord Adramalek requests your presence.
Rage cracked his knuckles.
Fine. Let's get this over with.
While in hell, Rage had heard many things about the so-called father of the fight, and was curious to meet the alleged inventor of all combat. As the Order of the Fly assassin prepared to teleport them both, Abaddon called out,
And Defao, do be mindful. The Chancellor isn't as welcoming as I.
Yeah. Later, old man.
and then they vanished in a burst of flame. The inner sanctum of the Order of the Fly was a cathedral of stone and silence, a vast chamber carved into geometric perfection, lit only by torches whose flames flickered slowly across the stone, casting long, patient shadows in the Chancellor's presence. At the center of the sanctum lay the squared circle, an ancient combat square worn smooth by centuries of battle, a holy place among killers. Two figures stood near its edge. Bathin, chest wrapped tightly in ritual bandages, stained dark with heat and ash, leaned against a pillar. Each breath tugged at the cloth where muscle rebuilt itself beneath the wrappings. His hands, usually burning, were only faint embers now, not weak, just cautious. Across from him, Belial sat on a fallen block of stone, the lower half of his face concealed beneath clean white wraps, etched with thin black markings. Shadows curled lazily around the bandages as his flesh slowly knitted beneath them. His eyes gleamed with amusement, prophetic hunger, and a delight far too intimate for the moment. They waited, because Adramalek had summoned someone else. A burst of flame erupted across the chamber floor, then dissipated. Rage stood in its place, smoke drifting from his shoulders. The whispers surrounded him instantly. 3 of them, hooded and silent, glided from the corners of the chamber. Their movements were smooth, rehearsed, almost ceremonial. Their weapons were hidden, but their killing intent was a living thing in the room. One whisper stepped forward, their voice barely a breath.
The Chancellor awaits.
Rage said nothing. He didn't need to. He walked to the center of the combat square, like a man answering a call he didn't remember hearing. And then, from the darkness, from silence itself, from a place Rage could not see, Adramalek stepped into the light. Old, muscular, barefoot, hair shifting with a life of its own. A faint red outline simmered around his body as if power were constantly trying to escape him. No armor, no adornment, no need. Bathin's chest tightened.
What the hell? He's actually gonna do it.
Belial chuckled softly, bandages holding together his still forming jaw.
Of course he is. You can't measure a blade without sharpening it first.
Bathin shot him a look of pure venom, but didn't answer. Not here, not now, not after this morning. Adramalek entered the circle. He didn't bow, he didn't speak. He simply stood, and Rage understood. No words, just purpose. They moved. Rage launched forward with raw, reckless ferocity. Adramelech met him with a single hand, absorbing every ounce of force and redirecting it as if rage were a child running into an elder's palm. Rage hit the ground hard enough to crack stone. Bathin winced. Belial smiled wider. Rage rose, charged again. This time, Adramelech's palm struck his chest, a blow so clean, so perfect, that Bathin swore he saw Rage's soul jolt inside his body. Rage staggered, dropped to a knee, and coughed up blood. But Rage didn't fall. He lunged, wild, brutal, instinctive, a punch thrown with nothing but hunger and defiance powering it. Adramelech moved and struck Rage down. The blow appeared fatal.
Yep. Kid's dead.
But then Rage changed. He erupted, his eyes glowing red with intensity. He attacked with a violent, chaotic ferocity that no one in the room had ever seen before. And his attack landed. It actually landed. Adramelech slid backward across the stone, just an inch. But to Bathin, that inch might as well have been a city collapsing. His eyes widened.
What the?
Belial moaned softly, with a strange, erotic pleasure.
Magnificent. Do you feel it, Bathin? The shift? Oh, this is delicious.
Rage's violent, frenzied advance continued, strike after strike. Adramelech blocked them all, but each blow carried more weight than the last. The whispers tensed, some in anticipation, some in fear. No one interrupted. No one dared. Rage swung, a raw, bone-breaking strike. The impact sounded like thunder. And for the first time in thousands of years, the father of the fight took a step back. Bathin felt his half-regrown heart skip a beat.
No way. He's actually gonna...
Belial trembled with joy.
Push him, little GodKiller. Make the old Titan remember what challenge tastes like.
Then it happened. An event that hadn't occurred in thousands of years. The father of the fight spoke.
Yield! We are kin!
Every whisper collapsed fully to their knees, foreheads touching stone. Bathin felt something twist in his gut, a mix of awe and dread he couldn't name. Belial's jaw hung open in a euphoric grin.
Oh, Adramelech, you wicked old monster. No wonder you hid this from us.
Rage didn't speak, didn't move, didn't resist. Something ancient had passed between them, something only they understood. Adramelech turned. He didn't gesture or beckon. He simply walked away from the circle toward the inner darkness of the sanctum. A whisper rose and softly spoke.
Follow.
Rage did. He stepped out of the circle and into the shadows behind the Chancellor, without hesitation, without question. As they disappeared deeper into the sanctum, Belial exhaled a long, trembling laugh.
Oh, Bathin, do you have any idea what we just witnessed?
Bathin didn't answer, couldn't answer. His mind was too full. Rage, kin to the Chancellor? The thought alone felt blasphemous. Bathin stared into the dark hallway where Rage vanished and muttered the only thing his half-healed chest could push out.
What the hell are you?
And deeper in the sanctum, disappearing into ancient darkness, Rage followed the father of the fight toward a destiny neither of them would walk away from unchanged. Next episode on Rise of the GodKillers Rage, the Blood Soul.
If you enjoyed this story, Don't forget to comment and let us know what you enjoyed about the content. Also, remember to like and subscribe so that you can be notified when upcoming chapters are posted to YouTube. Thank you for joining the channel.